The Basildon Forum of Faiths, which as its name suggests is an interfaith, multi-faith community forum across this borough.
Okay.
And today I'm here, I guess, because I've got two briefs. One, my Anglican bishop, as an Anglican priest working for this diocese, has asked me to come and represent him here because he unfortunately can't be here, and to repeat some of the things that as a diocese we've been saying over some while now. And for the Basildon Forum of Faiths, I'm here because they have written an open letter to the folk here, the settled community and the council about 3 weeks ago now, making an offer of mediation and community and conflict resolution to act as a partner, a mediator.
Okay, and how personally do you feel about this, what's happening today?
Well, desperate. It's awful, and it's undignified. I think the line, there's two sets of contending law. There's law around proper process and planning and land use and living within those constraints of law, and there's a whole set of law around human rights, both the rights of the individual and rights to groups who are minorities in their lifestyle or other social ways. And those two sets of rights are in conflict and have been in conflict for this time it's been running. It seems to me that when you get to the stage where those first sets of rights about planning law make people less than human, then you've gone too far with them. And the second set of rights become more important. And the classic Christian way of putting that is you always temper justice with mercy. And I don't think this is treating people like people, this is treating people like a problem. And so, but dig back behind that then and you say, well, everyone needs to live within the law, no one can live outside of the law, but everyone needs to be properly included in law and its processes from further back. In actual fact, when you start to look at that, it's not the same question anymore. 20% or so of all planning applications to local authorities are rejected, taking the general population. 90% of applications from travelling communities over the last decade or so are rejected. Clearly the law is not applied with an even hand. The obligation on local authorities to provide places where people could halt for a while has been reduced. So people have found less and less options about how to live their traditional travelling lifestyle. They were encouraged to buy land and to settle it. They bought here a piece of land which arguably is a piece of scrap land that no one else would really want to use, and it's stretching a point to call it greenbelt. And there's this long-running battle of attrition to get this piece of land back. It just seems to me to belie what's really going on, which is actually an unfair treatment of people, that the law isn't actually being properly applied, and it's certainly not compassionate. So certainly the plea from the bishops is everyone within the law, but everyone included in the law. And law, when it ceases to be compassionate, is no longer good law. And this is a problem that national government needs to take seriously, take responsibility for, not either exercise it by proxy through the district councils they have here, or pretend that whatever the problem is, how they define it, is going to go away. Rather, you kick it down the road, you make it bigger, you build up resentment, and this is just irresponsible government. So government be more like government.
Yes, and the travellers, maybe for quite a historic moment here, trying to make a stand and hold the ground. Do you think?
And arguably, if this comes away without any kind of representation, then because the travelling lifestyle ordinarily means that people are not gathered in significant numbers, it seems to me that the moment is lost for a long time to come. How do you get this kind of critical mass of opinion being contended? So, I hope, I regret I'm of the view that we will see an eviction here over the next few days, and it will be, I hope, peaceful, and I hope not as ghastly as it might be, but I still think it'll be ghastly. I hope that before we get to that point, enough shaking of the questions has been made.
Certainly a lot of publicity around this.
Yeah. So, I've been here over the years and coming in recent days because what priests do, to be pastoral. I come and sit down and take tea. We survive on tea, priests. You just drink tea, listen to people, talk to them a little bit, offer to pray with them if they'd like to pray, and then disappear. That's what we do. Today, that's not the role. Today is saying, it's the prophetic part of the role. It's saying, pay attention to things about justice and mercy. This isn't properly just, and this is certainly not compassionate and merciful.